Kia ora koutou, and welcome to the slightly different sort of review from 3-Minute Board Games. Normally, I'm trying to blast through a board game in under 4 minutes and try to give you as much information as I can in that time. Today we're doing a more traditional sort of YouTube product review, and that's because by the same token sent me a whole bunch of their stuff to try out for Arkham Horror the card game. Now I don't upgrade an awful lot of my games. I barely even tend to sleeve games these days. I do paint some of the models because I like miniature painting as a separate hobby, and playing games with painted figures is really neat, but that's almost a separate hobby in and of itself. I very rarely, get deluxe pieces or pieces upgrades for different games. I'm usually quite content with the basic version of the game instead of the deluxe Kickstarter one. But Arkham Horror the card game is a game where I felt I played it enough that I would get good use out of any upgrades I got. So when By the Same Token reached out to me and offered me this product, I said yes. So let's get some disclaimers out of the way. The first of which is I didn't pay for any of this. This is all provided for review purposes by the Same Token, the company that makes this stuff. The second thing is this is not a paid ad. I'm not going to get a percentage of any links off this. This is simply me looking at stuff they thought I might like. Now they did send me a whole bunch of different stuff, so I'm going to break it into 8 separate sort of subsections, and I'm going to review each of those independently. And I'm going to review them from the ones I like the least through to the ones I like the most. So some more context, I've had this product for around 2 months, maybe 3, and I've played at least a half a dozen games with it. I've also got the opinions of the people I've been playing Arkham with. So I haven't just cracked this open, looked at it and gone, ooh, shiny, and then given you a review on it. I've actually played some games with this stuff. And we're currently playing the Scarlet Keys, which is why the red felt's down. So with all those disclaimers and stuff out of the way, let's get to the individual products. The first thing they did is send me a whole bunch of deck boxes in 3 different sizes. Some of them have this white stuff on them, some of them don't. I don't really use deck boxes. It might just be me, but deck boxes seem like a thing that would be pretty hard to get wrong. So yeah, that's the function. They move like that. Don't really have a strong opinion on them. They seem fine. The next one up are these standee thingies. Now, we've been actually using these within our Arkham card game, but you can use them for practically anything, and they're used for standing cards up. What we've been doing with them is using them as a victory display and in the shadows. So having these 2 card stands where you put stuff together and you can easily pass on the table what's going on. So you could also use one of these for tracking various treacheries that stay in play. For some campaigns like the Circle Undone, there's going to be a whole bunch of different treacheries out there. So having those easily visible for the players is pretty handy. These are good, functional, basic, but I've seen about a dozen other companies provide very similar things. And if you've got a game like Memoir 44, you've probably already got this sort of thing lying around anyway. They're pretty dime a dozen, but these seem fine. Next up, we have the connectors, and these are sort of a plasticky perspex-y stuff, and they're double-sided. They've got a double arrow on one side and a single arrow on the other side, and they're fine. They are perfectly functional. The reason I'm not super amped about them is that I just got the 2nd edition or Core 2 or whatever we're calling it of Arkham Horror the card game. And that now comes with these kind of connectors. The original game didn't come with them. So the value of getting extra connectors just sort of rapidly plummeted because you can use the cardboard ones out of the box. These are nice, they're very sturdy. And I think these are an upgrade over the cardboard ones, but I also don't think if you've got the cardboard ones, you really, really need these. They're fine. Next up, we have the Chaos Bag upgrades. And I've been playing with these a lot because I've been playing Kohaku in the campaign, and I'm playing a Bless Curse deck that adds in and out Bless and Curse tokens to the bag an awful lot. So I've handled these far more than everyone else in the group. And these are quite good little tokens. They're quite nice. I think these are good tokens, and I do like the feel of them in the bag better than the cardboard ones you get in the standard. I think it's a comparable feel to putting them in coin capsules, but a little bit more reliable because the coin capsule ones I had occasionally break open and that gets quite frustrating. I've had 2 issues pop up with this one from my players. The first one is that one of my friends gets confused slightly over the Elder Sign token and the tablet token. Now, they're both blues, they're different shades of blue, but they'll pull out the dark blue tablet token and they get really excited and then go, oh, that's a tablet, not an Elder Sign. To me, they're noticeably different, but it has tripped them up on more than one occasion. So that's something to be aware of with these tiles, that the tablet and the Elder Sign are both blue, even if they are different shades of blue. And the second thing is they're texturally feel quite different. Now, this shouldn't be a problem because if you're going to go to the extent of learning the feel of every single token in your fingers, so you can go, oh yeah, that's the cultist, that's the tablet, so you can do that with your thumb, you might as well just find other ways to cheat. It's a cooperative game. if you're going to cheat your way through things by feeling out the tokens, then you're probably spending too much time with your hand in the bag anyway. So yeah, while the textures on them are a little bit different, I don't think that's a huge problem. So yeah, the chaos tokens are a nice upgrade, but I don't think they're a must-have kind of upgrade. And I think if you've already got coin capsules, you might be okay just staying with those. If you're using the standard cardboard chaos bag, these are definitely a step up. Next up are the two different character boards, and I won't really talk much about them because they're kind of useless without the tokens that come with them. I mean, it's nice enough to put your character card in one and go, hey, here's my character card, but unless you get the tokens that go with them, they're a bit of a nothing burger. I do prefer this one though. This one is definitely the travel option, so you know, you put your deck of cards in one of these card boxes and you put your thing here and you've got your travel boxes over there and you take your Arkham different places, and this is your character one for travel. But I think I do like the look of this. I like the feel and finish of it, and playing with this has been quite satisfying. That brings us to the tokens, and they will slot into your player board, and you can use some of them on the board as well to mark different things. Straight up, I really like the health and sanity tokens. They are double-sided, so they can be 1 and 2. That's a lot less faffing about when you're taking just 1 or 2 points of damage at a time. You can just flick something up and over. The clues are 1 and 3 on the other side. I understand why they did that, but it's slightly less functional than the 1 and 2s on the health and sanity. I do like the stat upgrade tokens. They're a really nice reminder when you've got cards in play or effects in play that you might forget about. Just to go, oh yeah, I've got that +2 brain from somewhere. Now, I'm normally pretty good at remembering that stuff, but it is nice to have a little reminder from time to time. And then there are a whole bunch of different status tokens. And these are for things like patrolled, elusive, haunted, relentless, locked, forced, massive, retaliate, alert, hunter, and aloof. Now, normally I can remember what's on the board pretty well, but if there's something that I really need to remind myself of, that something's aloof and that I'll need to engage it first thing next turn, I will use one of these tokens to remind myself. And that's a nice to have. I don't think that's an essential thing by any means, but I have enjoyed using them from time to time. So these tokens are pretty cool and they're pretty functional as well. It's a nice little upgrade. I definitely will keep playing with this though, because I do quite enjoy how this looks on the table. And now we're up to the last 2 items, and these are 2 things that I think are really neat. Things I don't think I'd do without ever again playing Arkham. And the first of those is the display that manages the scenario card, the act and agenda cards, the doom track, and the encounter deck. Having all these things angled and on display at the end of the table just makes the game that much easier for everyone who's playing. You can see the doom clock that much easier. You can read the act and agenda cards from that much further away. The scenario card isn't lying flat on the table, so you can look over and go, oh, that's what an elder thing does. It makes all of that critical information for the game of Arkham just that much more readable. Now, in the past, I had tried using similar things to this to do that, but they just don't stand quite so well. And having little slots for putting the Doom tokens in so you can see the Doom advance is really neat as well. These guys do a whole bunch of different themed Doom tokens. They sent me the original ones and Edge of the Earth, because that was the campaign I was playing when they initially approached me. And one of the funny things is I'm using the Edge of the Earth tokens as a sort of miscellaneous marker in the game, because a lot of the time Arkham will tell you to put a sanity marker or a resource token on something that represents not a sanity or a resource. It'll be just like a random marker. And the game probably does need a miscellaneous marker added to it. So I've been using the alternate Doom tokens as that. But I do like the ones that they have here, and they're double-sided, so 2 and 1 Doom on each side. Very easy to pass and just speeds up the game. The only criticism I have of this is the encounter discard pile has this little thing underneath. It sort of clips off and clips on here. And this looks like it would be perfect for some hidden cards for the scenarios. You know, cards that have been eliminated from the scenario could go in there and slot in, but Arkham Horror size cards don't fit there. So I don't quite get what that bit's for. Complete mystery to me. Everything else about it is really neat. And the last thing that I really like are these clickable travel boxes that you can store tokens in. I think these are awesome. So these little magnetic boxes are where I store all of my tokens, and all the connectors and the Doom tokens will be in this one over here. And they're really quite sturdy, and you can take them traveling with you. If you're taking your Arkham somewhere else, you can just pop stuff in here, and I find them, you know, quite remarkably robust. You know, flick that up and they're not falling apart. The magnets on them are really good. If you were traveling, you just pop that in your bag, you've got all your tokens, and This is something you don't just use for Arkham. You could use this for any game you're playing. If you're playing another collectible card game or something and it's got tokens or other bits and pieces with it, or Dungeons and Dragons or whatever that you need markers for, this system is really good to just be able to go grab them, pop them out on the table, boom, 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 boom. You've got 5 things out on the table and they're all ready to play with, and you can stack them up and take them away with you. I think this is neato. This is the kind of thing I'd like to have a whole bunch of these because I would find uses for them in so many different games. I want a set just for Arkham to keep all my Arkham stuff in, but I also want a couple of sets just to have in the table down here, because I do have things like the poker chips from Bazán here, because these get used in a whole bunch of other games if the money's a bit fiddly or whatnot. I have a set of those around each of the pockets around here, so everyone can pop out and use those instead. And I think these would be great for so many different games, just to help the setup. Because you can just pass the tokens around, and it's just that much easier. I think these are cool. These are the best things out of everything they've got here. Anyway, that's been our quick review of these products from By the Same Token. There's a link to them in the video's description, and I'm not getting a percentage from this. I just thought it'd be fun to show you some of the cool stuff they sent. And until next time, take care, everyone.